Alrighty, folks. James Cards FC here. Thanks for clicking on the channel as always. I have with me Alec, US Men's National Team Soccer Cards, because I love the videos that he does talking about the PWCC weekly auctions in soccer. And so I reached out to him on Instagram DMs and was like, hey, Goldin's ending tonight. Do you want to do a video on the Goldin auction for soccer? And he was nice enough to go ahead and join me on here. And so while Goldin, especially on the high end, doesn't have nearly as much soccer as PWCC has weekly, there were 53 lots, I believe, in this most recent Goldin auction. And so I thought it'd be a good idea to have somebody to go through those with. And so we can talk about some things where they sold, what our opinions are on them, and just have a more loose background type conversation that you can listen to and as we talk about the market. So if you guys don't know Alec, I'll let him go ahead and give a little intro, but I'm sure if you know my channel and you've followed my channel, you know his as well.
Hey, thank you, James. I'm USMNTSoccerCards. I have a YouTube channel as well. And as you mentioned, I like going through the PWCC weekly ones. Usually I do it by myself, and James messaged me to, do it together, and that'd be a lot more fun. So I was more than down, and I'm excited to get on into it.
All right, perfect. So without further ado, we'll go ahead and get started with the Goldin auction. Like I said, I think it's 53 lots here, and we'll just go from the bottom all the way up to the top. The first one we have here is actually a pack of the 1980 Argentina release. I'm not exactly sure which one this is, but the fact that it's a sealed 1980 pack from Argentina in such a high grade, I can understand why somebody would want to pay a few $100s for it. Not my market, but I can see why somebody would be interested in something like that.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what that's coming from either, but just looking above that at the next pack, I feel like I'd rather go for that, just knowing where that's from. But
Yeah,
again, I mean,
and we could talk
sealed
about
early
this
stuff's
one.
hard.
I think we understand what this one is. This one has shots at getting a more Maradona rookie type card. I mean, we know that his actual rookie is from 1977, but a lot of people consider 78 or even 79 as rookie material for Maradona as well. And so having this pack graded probably means a lot more. In my opinion, it's worth more than at least double that. So I think the price here makes sense. But yeah, if I was going to target one of these, I would definitely feel like ponying up the extra $300 to go for the one that has a key rookie in it.
Yeah, I will say, I mean, it's more of a key set, so I guess that could be a factor, but I do see a fair bit of the 70 packs, I would say, compared
Mhm.
to what I see of other packs. I don't know many other vintage packs just by looking at them, but I know that one. And so I
Yeah,
feel like that's important.
it's probably a case of people knowing its value, so they are able to go out and find them sealed. Whereas with
Mhm.
this 1980, for example, it's not one that I guess you would really think to grade.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, and we'll move up here. I'm not super in tune with the ticket market, but I know these are way down from what they used to sell for. Like in early 2021, when everybody was really hot on tickets, the Pele World
Mhm.
Cup from 58 tickets were going insane. And so I imagine, I didn't look, but I imagine this is down at least 10x from where it used to be.
Yeah, again, I don't follow the ticket market. That seemed along the lines of what I saw in PWCC recently, but I do remember people, either selling or asking pricing like Messi debuts for, much higher than this. So to think that
Yep.
Pele World Cup's this low, just yeah, it seems like it's been beaten up, but so is soccer in
Yeah, and
general. So
the thing to me about tickets, especially when we were talking about them back in early 2021, was the pop reports on them were non-existent. So there was so much demand all of a sudden for a very limited number of slabs. And as soon as you have people that see those record prices, they start looking for all the raws. And so over the last year, a lot of these raws have been slabbed, and the Messi debut one's probably the most famous. It sold for tens of thousands of dollars. And now on
mhm.
Goldin or PWCC, you'll see them almost every single week, different amounts of them. And so tickets are a scary market in my opinion, just because I don't know how many raw are out there. But I do think this kind of stuff is obviously really cool.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, and then we have the Mbappe 2018 Prism, and one of the probably more sought after parallels, just because it's a true red and it matches the French team colors pretty well. PSA 9 sold for 1680. This is in the range of where it usually sells. Recent sales are between either 1300 or 1800, so it's right in line where it pretty much typically sells.
Yeah, I don't have much to add. They're a nice card, but
Yeah, of the Mbappe cards, that's a really nice looking one, and it has some rarity to it.
mhm.
Then you have this Pele auto right here, it graded in PSA 10. This is from the Donruss set for the Road to the FIFA World Cup Qatar. It looks like, unfortunately, he does go a little bit off the sticker there on the vertical part, but PSA 10 for this card is probably not that easy. Pop 2 in PSA 10 out of 49. In my personal opinion, Pele signs a lot of autos, especially a lot of sticker autos. So this one being connected specifically to the World Cup in Qatar, I'm not a huge fan of it, but obviously a Pele auto and a PSA 10 grade is going to fetch a pretty good price.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, do you have any? I guess it's too soon to tell with Pele, but do you have any indication on how Maradona autos have gone since his passing? Because he'd signed a lot too, generally speaking. So,
Yeah, I remember right after his passing, there was a big surge on his market, not just in autos, but pretty much everything.
mhm.
But I haven't tracked it much recently. I imagine it's falling back in line with the rest of the soccer market. But
Okay,
again, the same issue that Pele has with having a ton of sticker autos is Maradona has a ton of sticker autos as well. I mean, Panini still puts him in releases for this past year, which makes me think they probably have enough stickers to go a few more years. So I'm just a little uneasy on stickers. If possible, I would try and pony up for an on card just because those are going to be impossible for them to make any more of. Whereas these stickers could go on for still a few more years, but that's a tricky market just because you're dealing with autos being the main source of the value of the card.
yeah, I know it's. I mean, it's a little bit more, but there was that flawless Pele that sold for in the 4 to 5 grand range
Mhm.
recently, and that, I mean, if you could have two of the sticker or the flawless, that
Yeah, I
seems like
would
a pretty
much
easy
rather have the
choice.
flawless if I had the choice between those two and the funds available to do so.
Yeah, for sure.
And then speaking of autos, Kylian Mbappe, his autos obviously sell for a ton compared to what they probably should, just because he has signed, at least up till now, very, very few. Now, I'm one of those people that is concerned that he's going to sign a ton, and the value of autos like this, where they're sticker and it's his first auto season, but it's not the first set and it's not on card. I get a little worried about those just as more autos come out. But for right now, since there's so few of them, I can understand why they're worth so much.
I feel like with his autos, it's kind of the same thing that happened with his first initial autos that came out. Like they were going
Mhm.
crazy, and then immediately everything was cool. And I feel like it's sort of the same thing, but on a larger time scale.
Yeah, yeah, I can remember when the PSG Chrome set came out. I think it released for 10 grand and it got all the way up to like 15 grand on secondary, and now it's
Mhm.
below 10 grand again. So people were really hot for that sort of stuff, and then it got even hotter, and now it's cooled back down. So I worry about stuff like this when he keeps signing more and more.
Mhm.
And then we have the Ronaldo. This is actually a really nice looking card in PSA 10 condition. It's a green refractor out of 5 from 2016 Select. Not the first year of Select, so just another Select year that happens to be green and super short print. But PSA 10 of this looks really nice. Not sure where it lands in terms of the Ronaldo card rankings, but it's very short print and it's in gem mint condition.
Yeah, not a whole lot to add. I mean, it looks really nice, but uh,
Yeah,
I guess in PSA 10, it makes it a good bit better, I would say, because I would
Yeah,
assume.
they seem to grade pretty well. It's actually very surprising to me that's pop 3 in PSA 10 because that means not only were 3 of them found, they were all 3 of them were sent to PSA and 3 of them got 10s. So
Mhm.
just something interesting there. Uh, these stuff is really hard to value. I guess I'll just say this: if you're trying to buy game worn soccer stuff, I think it's really sketchy to be doing that without having some sort of really ironclad photo or video matching, just because this market is so tricky and there's a lot of some shady things that go on in the game use side. So, $2,000, interesting price. I would have no idea how to evaluate that correctly, but I would be very, very careful with stuff like this. It's really cool if it's real.
Yeah, I mean, it seems a little bit scary. Seems like you're jumping the gun. He'll have tons of stuff going on in the future. So,
Yeah, I'd be careful on this side of the market unless you have that sort of ironclad COA with photo matching and all that.
mhm.
This Obsidian Messi auto, it's actually kind of funny in the soccer study Discord today. There was a big conversation about Lionel Messi autos, and people were talking about Obsidian specifically. But this one sold for around $2,000. It's very short print, 3 out of 7. It's a pop 1 in gem mint condition from Beckett. But of course, it is a sticker auto, but it is from Messi's first Obsidian card, I believe, and it's with the Barcelona kit. So $2,000 for a short print Messi auto, I guess that sort of makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, it seems fair. Again, I'm not a big messy, sticker auto guy, but I can see, given the market where it is, why people would pay that.
Yeah, exactly. And there will be more Messi autos to talk about outside of this one as well. So having this as a reference point at around $2,000 will be pretty interesting as we move up the of the sales here. This
Hmm.
one super interesting to me just because this set is so ingrained in the market right now. People really love this set. And if this was not the insert version, if this was the base gold Kylian Mbappe, this would be at least in the 10, 20, 30K range. But since it's an insert, even though it's numbered out of 50 and it's gold, it only sells for $2,000. So is that some sort of arbitrage that come through in the future? I don't know. But right now, people really, really, really prefer the base card parallels as opposed to the insert ones.
Yeah, I mean, just seeing that, I don't really follow, I'm not a big Mbappe guy, so I don't
Mhm.
follow that in particular, but just seeing a gold Mbappe, what you would classify as kind of a rookie. I mean, it's not under the true technical sense of
Yep.
rookie, but I mean, just gold 2000, that doesn't, and in a PSA 10 too, that doesn't seem too bad at all. I mean, compared to the red prism that was earlier, I'd rather have the future stars, but that's just me.
Yeah, for me, the crazy part about this is, like I said, if this was not the Future Stars insert, if it was the base card in gold, it would probably be 10 times as expensive. And that just seems a little crazy.
For sure.
All right, and we'll move up. Another one of the Pele debut tickets or Pele World Cup tickets. This one's from the debut game, so it sold for about twice as much, which probably makes sense.
Okay.
Then there's one signed from his final game in PSA 10 condition, which is actually the ticket's not in PSA 10. The auto is graded
Okay.
PSA 10. The ticket is authentic condition, I believe they call it. But a couple of Pele tickets there for 2,500. I would probably rather have this one.
Yeah, I guess it's interesting just putting them right there. I mean, I know nothing about them, but I probably would go with the debut too. But I guess you have Pele Auto, which is cool, but Pele did sign a lot, as we mentioned. So
Yeah.
I'd go debut.
And then we have this Maradona sticker auto. This one's actually super interesting because it is numbered 1 of 1. The card is a 1 of 1, but of course
Okay.
the auto is sticker, so that's going to hold it down a bit. It
Mhm.
2,500 feels pretty good to me. I don't play in his auto market very much, but I know 1 of 1s can go for crazy amounts, so this doesn't seem too bad.
No, I mean compared to other sticker autos we have seen and we'll see, that feels decent.
Yeah, no, and it's a nice looking image as well. Unfortunately, it's from a set that doesn't hold a ton of value and it's sticker, so I can see both sides of the argument for that one.
Hmm.
Uh, then in this row, we actually have some really interesting cards here. So we'll start with the Ronaldinho rookie in BGS 9 condition. BGS, we all know what's going on with the stickers there, so that really holds this down. Not even 3 or 4 months ago, this 2.5K figure would have got you like a PSA 4. So being able to get a BGS 8 for the same price right now, it's interesting to say the least.
Yeah, I'm trying to look at some sale comps, but just generally speaking, I mean, with BGS right now, we know the sentiment is, not very good at all. So
Yep.
I can see why it takes that type of a hit, but knowing, where that Ronaldinho sticker was and that an eight's that price, it seems, if you believe it's genuine and it doesn't look wavy or everything people are worried about with BGS, if that isn't the case, that seems like an incredible buy. But
Yeah, no, I think if, like you said, it's not wavy and it's real and all that kind of stuff, this feels like one of the better buys in the auction that I saw.
oh yeah, and I mean, that's a pretty rare sticker, it would seem so far. I mean, obviously with Brazil, you got to make some assumptions, but currently it's around the same pop as Lots and a little bit more, but it doesn't get talked about in the same echelon, even though probably should be. Ronaldinho's a bigger figure.
Yeah, I think a lot of it is the fact that around the World Cup time, we had a bunch of these come to market. Every PWCC auction had at least one or two for a period of a couple months there. So
Mm-hmm.
I think people got desensitized to it and how rare it might actually be. So the fact that they're coming up less now and in higher grades are still going cheaper, maybe it's a good entry point. But obviously, since this is from Brazil, we assume that there's a lot more on the way. But in 8 condition, top condition, that might be pretty tough.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, then we have the cutout Pele rookie card in PSA 4 condition. No idea how you can really take the grades on these. Not something I would really be interested in just because of the nature of it. If people don't know, this actually comes from like a CD album, and you can cut it out any which way you want to cut it out. You can put it
Mm-hmm.
with Garincha, you can put it with himself, you can put it with 3 of them at the same time. I guess you could try and grade it 3 different times doing that, but yeah, nice looking image, but the knowing what it comes from kind of holds me back on these.
Yeah, there's just a lot going against it with, like you said, comes from an album cover and
Yep.
you can hand cut it. Those are two things that people obviously aren't going to gravitate to. I do think it looks nice. I mean, just as a
Mhm.
collectible, but at the same time, recently I saw like a it was in the vintage soccer Discord. There was a dude that posted just a ton of them, and he was
Yeah.
like, "This is only half of what I have," and I was like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah, no,
So
these albums are not rare.
yeah, I mean, from the pop reports, you can tell that they come out, but to see that, it's like, oh, I had very little interest in buying one, and now I have basically none. So
Although I will say in PSA 4 condition, that is not going to be easy because those albums are, like we say, from 1958, and a lot of them are printed very poorly. So this is a very nice looking image, but just
and it's
knowing that it's not rare is tough for me.
it's on like the bottom too, isn't it? So you
Yeah,
I'd assume that something happens, but again, it's hand cut, so
yeah. Just keep recutting it until you get a higher grade, right?
exactly.
Alrighty, then this one is super interesting to me because I have no idea how you value something like this. It's just the Argentina team logo, gold out of 10 from the most recent World Cup Prism set. It got a PSA 7 and it sold for $3,000. So it's
I
kind
think
of crazy for me to think about that when you look at the cards that sold at this price range, that somebody paid that much for an Argentina team logo, but
yeah,
I'm sure there's a
Ronaldinho
buyer for it.
BGS 8, or you could get that. That's pretty wild. I do think, if I'm not wrong, there's a 1 of 1 too in this song. Was that in this song?
I think there might be in this auction or a recent one. The 101
Okay.
has sold for much
Okay.
higher.
We might see that, so that'd be interesting. But yeah, 3,000 just for, I mean, a card that I don't know if you posted that on Instagram. If anyone posted, I guess I wouldn't really bat too much of an eye. But obviously, if you're a collector, I guess maybe
Yeah.
that's your thing.
I will say, if you're a seller, I think this is the absolute perfect time to be selling it. I would be trying to sell this thing as fast as possible while the consensus is still out there that this is really important.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty, we'll move up to another group of three here. Starting with the Messi Autografo in PSA 10 condition. Sells for $3,000. These things are so consistent in terms of selling around this $3,000 price point. Makes me feel pretty good about the floor that they've sort of created for themselves right now.
Yeah, they're right around 3 to 4,000, like clockwork, basically. And I mean, it makes sense. They're the highest pop by a good margin, and they grade pretty easy. So it makes sense, I guess, why you see them so much too. Yep. But it is good to see them basically stuck there.
Yeah. And right next to that, for almost the exact same price, you get this Vinny Jr. PSA 1010 gold prism out of 10 from the most recent prism set. It's a sticker auto, so that holds it back a bit. But if you're going for Vinny Jr. cards, this is probably one of the best ones you can get, I imagine. If he had a good World Cup performance, I'm sure this thing would have gone crazy, but he's being weighed down pretty heavily from that, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, it just depends if you're a believer or not, I guess. PSA 10 across the board and both of them is nice, but I feel like this could be looked at kind of, when you look back at Neymar in 2014, I guess that is in Brazil, but it's still like the big Brazilian player from that year. And, it doesn't have a great connotation with their performance. So I feel like it's a good parallel and you could kind of compare those.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's interesting. This one is a card that I don't think I've ever seen this one before. This is from 2013 Topps Allen and Ginter. It's not a traditional sized card. It's sort of this landscape version and not totally horizontal, but landscape-ish. But it's an on-card auto numbered 31 out of 40, and it got a gem mint grade. It's pop 3. Really cool that it's hand numbered. I love hand numbered cards. I think that's really cool. Pele obviously didn't hand number it, but somebody did. So I think that's really cool. But yeah, around $4,000 for this. No idea if that's a good comp or not, but really cool card.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I don't know where it comps at or anything like that, but on card Pele from the earlier years of on card releases, I would say, definitely pretty intriguing.
I can't imagine there's many earlier Topps or Panini Pele autos than this one. All right, and speaking of Pele, this one has taken a huge dive over the past few years as people are starting to label this more 59 or 60 rather than 1958, but still a really nice looking early Pele. The Quiggle, this one in PSA 1.5 condition, sold for about $4,000, which I think is around what they sell for right now. But yeah, this card or sticker is taking a pretty big beating ever since it's become more widely accepted that it's actually 59 or 60.
Yeah, whenever I first got into soccer and everything, like you do, I went on eBay and was looking at Pele rookies, and that was always the one I saw. And I never did buy it, but ever since then, I've seen the cycle of something being seen as a rookie and then not being seen as a rookie, and it goes to show that even for Pele that can happen. So I do think it's a great looking sticker or card. I'm not exactly sure what it is, but I mean, I think it looks amazing, kind of like the Cruyff one that people like a lot, where
Yep.
he's like around the soccer ball. I think it's sort of the same type of mantra. So I do like it, but
Yeah.
I can see why it took the beating it did.
Yeah. Great image, and I think a really good collectible for Pele if you're looking for it. No idea where the bottom on it's going to be, but I mean, this is a really nice looking piece.
I agree.
And then and for the exact same price, you have this Ronaldo. I'm not super into the Ronaldo market, but I know the Ronaldo collectors really value this card in particular because it's on card and it's a Manchester United thing. It's numbered out of 78, which is kind of a weird number, but it has to do with the 1878, I believe. So on card auto, got a BGS 8 sold for $4 grand, which these for the Ronaldo market sell really strong. I'm not exactly sure why specifically this one, but I know the Ronaldo market really likes this one.
Yeah, I mean, again, I don't know too much about this either, but I could see on card, Manchester United premium cards, holding very well because that's sort of two, you know, Goliaths together. You get Manchester United and Ronaldo collectors. So
Yeah, especially with on card. He doesn't have too many on cards. And then right next to that, you have the Holland. We'll call it a rookie because it came out in the 2019 year, but he's wearing the Dortmund kit. But so a rookie for Holland, patch autograph. The patch is not match worn or player worn. It's just a swatch from a random jersey. The autograph is a sticker, but he doesn't have any other rookie patch autographs. So this one obviously will receive the premium for that reason. Sold for a little over $4,000, which falls about in line with where his market has been recently.
yeah, I don't follow this card in particular too much, but I guess I kind of know the stratosphere it's in, and that seems about right. But it seems down a little bit compared to where it's been. But Holland's been moving up and
Yeah,
down depending on
I
where
will
you're at
say
this year.
his narrative's getting interesting right now with everybody sort of at the start of the season it was Holland is the best young guy. Then at the World Cup, Mbappe is now better, and ever since then, the shift has been on the Mbappe side.
Just like that.
Yep. And as the market goes, Ultramodern's always flipping back and forth like that.
Someone
Um,
new.
this one's kind of fun. It's Ronaldo on one side and Joao Moutinho on the other side. If this was Ronaldo by himself or Ronaldo and pretty much any other superstar player, I'm sure this would have sold for a ton more. But since it's Joao Moutinho, it kind of gets held back, in my opinion, and sells for around $4,000. But really cool, obviously.
Is it match one? Do you know?
I don't believe so. I can double check.
Okay, because I mean that'd be really interesting if it was.
Yeah, it's Panini National Treasures, so I don't think they did. No, it's player
Player
one.
one. Okay. I guess if match one that would have been crazy just because I don't know what the soccer equivalent is of a logo man yet. I don't know if it is the Nike swoosh, if that's what people would say. I don't know. But
Great looking card.
no, I mean I could see it sold as that, but yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah. Then I guess this is just a full Ronaldo row because right next to that you have the Panini Eminence Jumbo patch. The funny thing about this card, at least in my opinion, and it bothers me when this happens, but he's wearing Portugal kit, but the patch is from Real Madrid. So that frustrates me looking at it. But for 4.5K, I remember these being way more expensive in the past. So really nice
Mhm.
looking card, obviously, for Ronaldo.
No, that doesn't. I mean, that's a really nice card, and it's cool to be able to compare all of them in this row. Kind of pick
Yeah.
which one you want.
And then you have of course, the flawless, which has become, I would say, over the past year, this has become the go-to of the high-end sets. And so this on-card auto selling for around $5,000. I think it's down a little bit. And we'll talk about the patch one that's down a lot more, but yeah, still $5,000 for this Ronaldo auto from what's being seen as the best high-end set to go for.
No, I could see that, especially. I mean, I don't know. We'll talk about it more here in a second, but like some of the fake Messi ones go
Yeah,
for more than these, so like that would
yeah,
seem like a deal to me. But
yeah, exactly. Of these three, I'd probably take this one just for aesthetics, not for like investment or anything. But if I had to pick one of these three, I'd probably just go with the middle one.
yeah, that's where my eye went. Again, on the right side, if you could get it without, without,
Just chop the card off, right?
yeah, just get Ronaldo only.
All right, and then moving up, we have the Kylian Mbappe in PSA 7 condition. This is obviously the gold prism for the most recent prism set, numbered out of 10. $5,000 for Mbappe here. It's it's just another gold Mbappe, but it does have a connection to this World Cup where he had a crazy good performance. Not sure what that's going to mean long term, but a strong price for Mbappe here, of course.
Yeah, gold prisms just kind of do their own thing, so I don't question them too much. But
Yeah, they're on their own sort of market.
yeah, if
And
you're
then you have
operating there,
a
you're fine.
Yeah, then you have back-to-back Messi autos here. First, you have this patch auto. The patch is not match worn, and the auto is on sticker. Sold for 5.4K. This is numbered out of 5, and this one is a one of one, just a sticker auto, but still a one of one. They sold for the same 5.5K price figure.
Again, yeah, I mean, I don't know, seems high for a sticker, but depends what you make out of it.
They are low numbered at the very
Yeah,
least.
that is true. That is true. I'll give them that.
This is a beautiful Maradona card. I mean, the gold and the gold, and yeah, I just love this card. 6.6K from the Eminence set, numbered 4 out of 5. Obviously, very short print because that set is short print, but yeah, that's a really beautiful card.
Oh yeah, Maradona on card, just chef kiss.
Yep. And then, of course, we have this that we were talking about earlier, the one of one black prism for the Argentina team logo, sold for 7.2K. So you have all
Well,
these
yeah.
cards in here selling for around 7.2K, and then you have this Argentina logo. Crazy to me, but
What was the gold? It was like 2 to 3, right? Somewhere in
so
there.
the gold sold for 3.
Okay,
So
well, I don't know. Seems like the one of one's a better buy,
I
but
was gonna say, seems like you got a good deal here, but if I was playing in this price range, this would be one of the last things I would be buying.
I'm pretty sure the gold was a PSA 7 too.
Yeah.
So even a grade lower. Shame,
Yeah,
shame.
it's crazy. But yeah, if I was playing in this price range, this would be one of the last things I'd be looking at. But
I mean,
I
just
can
look at that row.
yeah, I know. It's insane in my opinion, but I can see why somebody might want this, but I just not something I would be interested in at all.
Yeah, for sure. That's for one person out there.
Yeah. Then you have this one. These got up to as high as I think 25 grand during the ultimate peak, and now this has dropped all the way down to 7.2K. It's flawless from 2015, so it is match worn patch and on card auto, which you really don't see much of at all. So
Mhm.
if you're into the high end Ronaldo stuff, I don't think you can do much better than this. And this being dropped as far as it has dropped, if you're going to play in this market, I think this is a pretty good one to be looking at.
Yeah, I mean, typically with these cards, we at least have one gripe we can throw out there with them. There's really nothing you can make there.
Yeah, exactly.
It's as
And
good as it gets.
still in its original case, tape hasn't been removed. This is my preferred way to have these cards. So yeah, if
Mm-hmm.
if you're looking for Ronaldo flawless, I don't think you do much better than that. Then another Mbappe here. This is the 2018 Optic Green Prism numbered out of 5 in BGS 8.5 condition. At one point, again, this was considered an Mbappe rookie because it was 2018. I don't
Mm-hmm.
think people look at it that way anymore. It's just an early Mbappe. If you're going to say rookie Mbappe, you're probably referring to the 2018 Prism, but it doesn't really carry over to this set as much. But still, very short print, very early, and people love to pay for Mbappe.
Yeah, I could see if you wanted to make a strange play on Mbappe and try to make a narrative that would, maybe
Yeah,
hold something, but
yeah, because
it's reaching a little.
if this was the Prism, this would be a ridiculously expensive card. So if you want to play that sort of arbitrage, I can understand if you would rather go for this.
Yeah.
Then you have a very early Pele Type 1 photo. I don't know much about Type 1 photos, but obviously this one is very, very early for Pele. So if you're into Type 1 photos, this is probably a pretty cool piece.
No, yeah, for sure. Pre-rookie.
Yeah, pre-rookie. And then again, a game used piece with a letter of preference. I would be very careful with these, but if this is legit, really cool piece.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, moving up to some of the really high end stuff. We're going to get into the 5 figures here in a second. We'll start with
Mm-hmm.
the Messi Maroon World Cup Prism PSA 10 condition Pop 1, and I will say the quality control in this set is terrible. So getting a PSA 10 in this set is really, really difficult. So the fact that this got a 10, impressive in my opinion, and as well as the price, nearly $10,000 for this Messi World Cup Prism card.
No, I mean it's a lot, but PSA 10 and very low numbered from the year. I can see why, and
Yep.
I guess it depends too what kind of narrative Maroon gets. If it gets anything, I don't know where how the parallels play out really from this set, but
Yeah,
I do think it's cool.
The appealing thing about the maroon parallel is it's specifically numbered out of 22 and it's maroon because of Qatar. So I think
Mhm.
there's a nice narrative to push there. But I will say there are a lot of low numbered parallels for this Prism set. I think there's 2 different greens that are numbered out of 5. There's 2 different there's like 4 or 5 different one-on-ones. So there are a lot of low numbered cards, but I think this one does have a unique narrative on it.
Mhm.
Then you have the Ronaldo rookie in BGS 9 condition, selling for around the same price as that Messi. I'd rather have this, but 2 completely different markets.
Yeah, yeah, I just feel safer on the other one. But I mean, yeah, with Ronaldo, you only have two rookies. So at the end of the day, you feel like that's one of the easiest ones that you can feel somewhat safe in. I mean, people pay every single day for every Pele rookie, and Pele has a ton to choose
Yep.
from. I mean, Ronaldo, it is sticker or card, and most people prefer card, at least it would seem at the moment. So
Yep.
that's a
And
really nice card.
sells for right around the same price as the Messi BG or the Messi 71 bits and BGS 9 does. And Messi has way more rookies. So something to think about
Mm-hmm.
there at least.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Then you have the Pele from Flawless. This is a one of one, but it's a one of one gold proof. So people don't treat it like a traditional one of one. So that's why it's held back a bit. If this was like an actual one of one, it would sell for a lot more, but it's a gold proof. So sells for less, but that less is still $11,000.
Do you know the story behind the proofs? Because I don't. I know that
Uh,
they're like considered different, but I don't know how they were distributed.
Yeah, so the proofs, there's like I think one for each of the cards in the flawless set. And
Okay.
so for every Pele auto, there's the proof for it as well. So it's not really considered to be part of the
Okay.
set, like printing plates and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's
So
like not a base card is would be like the comparison.
yeah, exactly.
Okay,
So
I see.
that's why they're treated differently.
Yeah, still a really cool card.
Yeah. Then we got this Messi auto. Messi, I really don't think signed this, but it is a one of one with a picture of Messi and an autograph on it. I don't think it's Messi's autograph, but it is a one of one with Messi's picture and an autograph.
Yeah, it's just going to be one of those infamous cards that we see endlessly because it'll always, be in discussion. But yeah, it looks much different. So
Yeah, these ones have gotten hammered too because ever since it came out that this might not be Messi's autograph, these have been getting
oh
pretty
yeah,
crushed in terms of price.
yeah, we can tell here in a bit the difference.
Yeah. This one did not sell. This Mbappe one of one had a reserve of $10,000 and it didn't get hit. I'm not surprised because this is a 2020 Panini Select one of one. The set really isn't that iconic. It's not a great performance for Mbappe. It's actually a pretty poor one. Probably his worst international showing was that Euro. So it does not surprise me that that did not hit its reserve price.
That optic green earlier, I'd rather have that. I
I would
mean,
much rather have this optic green. Even at the 10 grand number, I would
yeah,
much rather have this.
it makes sense.
Then we have the Messi gold. This is interesting. I didn't even realize this was numbered out of two, but this is from the World Cup set. Gold breakaway prism numbered out of two. PSA 1010. Again, this set is extremely hard to grade. Messi autos are sometimes tough to grade as well because he streaks them and goes off sticker and all that fun stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
really cool card. Of the Messi stuff, I wouldn't be all that interested in it just because he has so much stuff like this, but there are some really nice narratives that you can push on a card like this.
Yeah, for sure. I could see it, just being that low number. But again, as you said with the parallels, it's just up for grabs.
Yeah, so for pretty much the exact same price, you could also have the 71 disc that is signed, which is a Pop 2, but I don't know how real that Pop 2 is. Maybe it was Pop 2 and it was graded. I've definitely seen more than two of these. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
for about the same price, you could get a 71 biz on card autograph. Obviously, he signed this way after it was released. And this 71 bits doesn't look too bad. I think when I looked at it, it was in like PSA 5-ish condition. So yeah,
I mean, good
interesting.
arbitrage for getting that signed, and I'd rather go with the signed rookie, of course. But
Yeah.
I can see both narratives.
I would say I'd be very careful buying these right now because there's so few of them. He's going to sign more. It's just inevitable that that happens. So I
Yeah,
wouldn't really be wanting to pay a premium for this. But in terms of my collection, I would love to have one of these someday.
yeah, it's very scary, but I agree.
All right, then right next to that, you have the box that it comes from, obviously unsigned, but the Mega Cracks 2004 set, probably one of the greatest sets of all time. You get 36 packs in this. It's BBCE certified, if that makes you any more comfortable at your purchase. But yeah, $14,000. Most recently sold in August of last year for almost twice this price, so down quite a bit. But in terms of wax, I don't think you can do much better.
I was gonna say now, just thinking about it, I'd much rather have that box because like people debate, have even if you should have those types of Grail cards signed.
Yep.
And so to be able to just replace that with one of them inside the box, I don't know what the odds are and everything, but I'm guessing you have a decent expected Messi, so that
Yep.
seems like a really good price.
Yeah, I would never open this, but in terms of having it as wax, I think this
Oh,
is of the wax plays you can make. I think this is one of the best ones. And then right next to that, another wax play that I think of the wax plays you can make, this is probably one of the best ones. 2017 Chrome, you get 12 boxes in this case, and the case is still sealed for $14,000. quick math runs that out to like 1.1K per box. So that's, I think most recently boxes are around 1,500 singles for that. So you obviously are getting a discount because you're taking so many, but $14,000 for that. Like I said, if you're making a wax play, this is the type of stuff I would be interested in.
Same exact price as the Messi. What would you rather have? You go modern
Uh,
or you go vintage? Well, I guess not
I would
vintage.
probably go for this just because your odds of hitting this are much higher than hitting anything in here that's going to be worth $14,000. But I can see the ultra modern side of the market going for this.
Oh yeah, no, I agree. The expected pull rate in terms of value is going to be much better.
Your
So
expected value on this is going to be definitely much higher than on this one. But if you're going to keep them both sealed, I think you can go either way. Alrighty, moving up into the really top tier here, you have this Neymar Prism. This is the one of one PSA 9 condition, black one of one from this set has shown to be the one of one that people desire the most. So Neymar getting 18K for this. This is very, very close to Neymar's all-time top sale. Neymar's all-time top sale is like 19,000 for a BGS 9.5 rookie. So this being that close is impressive to me.
no, yeah, that's I mean, seemed like a high number just because I mean we'll get to what some high Messi cards did, but just thinking in terms of importance, I know it's a one of one, so again, you got people paying 8,000 for the Argentina badge,
Yep.
so it's its own market, but I think that is a good sale for sure.
Yeah, this is a very strong showing for the Neymar market in general because, like I said, this is only like $1,000 off his all-time record. And in terms of Neymar's best cards, I don't think this cracks even his top 10. So
Yeah, no,
really good sale there for him.
impressive.
Then you have the Alifa Pele, probably one of the biggest grails on the entire market. And PSA 2 condition sold for right around $20,000. These have floored here for the past few months and don't really move much. So it seems to have a pretty nice floor here right now.
Yeah, not too much I can add really on it. I mean, it's pretty consistent at where it's at, so
Yeah,
seems
beautiful
good.
card too, obviously.
Oh, oh yeah, for sure.
Then you have what I think is probably one of the biggest deals that was had in this auction. This is a 12 box case of 2014 Panini Prism. Obviously, hugely important set. Probably one of the biggest sets that's ever been released for soccer. First Americanized set. All those narratives together. Sold for $24,000, which puts you at exactly $2,000 a box. The individual boxes recently have sold consistently in the 3.5 to 4K range. So you're getting almost a 50% discount on the full case. And that sounds really good to me.
No, yeah, and I mean full case sealed for that big of a discount seems really cool. I don't know what the big hits still are out there. To be honest, it'd be hard to know at this point, really. But it's very alluring to think about.
You have I think you have enough big hits to go around that there'll always be something to chase in it. So for that reason, I think if you can keep this sealed, this sounds really good because there's gold powers out of 5. We're never going to know where all 5 went for all the top players. There's the one of ones. There's the golds out of 10. So there's a lot of chases you have there.
No, that'd be a fun rip.
Then we move up to the very last tier here, where we have this one of one autograph from the 2022 Prism World Cup set for Ronaldo. It is a sticker auto, but it is a one of one, probably his biggest auto in the set. Not sure what to say about it, but that's a very impressive price.
I mean, that seems like a steal compared to that Neymar. At least I feel like. I mean, I don't a Ronaldo auto.
Yeah, what would you rather have here? I think that's interesting.
I know it's not like the base card and all that, but I mean that seems kind of low or very good for the Neymar either or. But I mean, yeah, really cool card for a one of one Ronaldo auto.
Yeah. Then we have this one, which is one of my favorite looking cards. It's a PSA 1010 Messi 2017 Chrome auto. Doesn't get much better in terms of color matching than this. It recently sold for I think 80 grand, and then they just relisted it again and got 30 grand. That's why you don't do that sort of thing, because if you bid it up to 80 grand, that means you're no longer going to be in the bidding for it again. So things like this can happen.
Yeah, I mean, typically if you're buying something like that, you have to wait for more, sort of demand to come because obviously you were the demand. But if you have no time to wait, then it is what it is and take a cut. But I mean, in terms of Topps Chrome, I mean, a red Messi auto PSA 10, I mean, it's got everything you could want, really.
Yep, this is one of those long-term holds that you feel good about.
I feel like it's also tough timing with this Goldin auction, as we'll talk about the next Messis to come. So
yeah, very heavy Messi auction. We just finished talking about the 2017 Chrome that sold for 31,000, and I scrolled up just so we could see all of the other Messis that were in this auction. So if you were selling Messi, probably not the best auction for you, but if you're buying Messi, there were a lot of different things to look at. And so we'll go straight to the next one, which was this one of one Eminence 2022 from the Qatar World Cup, banner signatures, one-of-one on-card autograph for Messi. I think he has a few other one-of-one on-card autographs from this set, and there's not really a reason, I think, why one of them should be a lot more expensive than the other, but still, a one-of-one Messi auto from Eminence sold for 54,000.
No, I mean, that's very impressive. I don't know a lot about Messi comps from this set, but just looking at the eminence that we saw before, obviously it's much different, but that could be attributed to a variety of things. Fake auto, numbering, World Cup win. I don't know how you scale them all, but definitely a big step up for the set.
Yeah, there are a lot of factors going in this one's favor. Recency of this set, recency of the Messi performance, the fact that the auto probably is real. All those things combining together get you this huge price difference. The other one was 11,000, and this one sits about 5 times that. So for all of those reasons, this sells for a lot more.
Yeah, and I mean, looking at it just for a second, and compared to the red Topps Chrome, I was just thinking, you would say price wise, the Topps Chrome with the auto and the without the auto are probably about the same, right? Like,
I would think a little bit more for the non-auto, but it's not that much more.
Okay, all right. Well, so if you could get 2 of the red auto Topps Chrome or one of the Eminence one-on-one there, what would you do?
That's a tough one. For personal collection, I would take this one. But if I was thinking about this more as like an investment sort of thing, I would rather have 2 of these for the same price as one.
Yeah, I thought about it, and honestly, it's just really hard. I mean, Topps Chrome did seem appealing a little bit just because it's like the best club kit set out there, is how I would describe it. And Messi, even though he won with Argentina, I still think of him more as a Barcelona guy. So yeah, it would be hard, but they're definitely amazing.
Yeah, I don't think you go wrong with either. Obviously, when you're playing in this price range, you can't really do wrong with a lot of things. But yeah, 2 obviously amazing cards. And then we move up to an even higher scale up here with these 2. So you have the gold out of 10 and PSA 10 condition that sold for 67. And then, of course, you have the one-of-one PSA 9 condition. This is the black prism that sold for 160 grand. So these are the 2 biggest sales of the auction for obvious reasons, I think. And there's a big price gap between them, but I think that's probably going to be justified.
I mean, the only thing I can even think of that's sort of in this ballpark is just the 2014 Prism Messi Gold that sold a long time back. And was that a PSA 10?
It was a PSA 10 that sold for around $500,000 at the time. But if that came to market now, I think it would struggle to reach even half of that.
Yeah. I mean, especially just looking at these 2, I mean, to think that you could get both of these for half of what that went for, I guess probably shows you more of where the market's at now than compared to where these cards are valued. But I do think that that's just an interesting comp and something to think about.
Yeah, exactly. The thing that a lot of people talk about with this one is this is the best possible Messi card. Probably the best card that you can pull in this entire set is this one. Sold for 160 grand, but I think it gets held back because of how many one-of-ones Messi has. There's a Nebula one-of-one. There's another black one-of-one. There's this black one-of-one. And I think there's one other one. So you have a lot of one-of-ones to get spread around in terms of where the cash is going to get split. But this is probably the best card that you can pull in the set.
No, and I was thinking about that in terms of I mean, when you look at the other numbers do matter. I know that the lower numbers are a different stratosphere, but when you compare the lower numbers of 2014 Prism and the lower numbers of this set, I feel like these are going to struggle comparatively, even if they are, from a better set for Messi.
Yeah, just because of how many different ways the money gets split between all the one-of-ones, it just makes it tough for one of them to go astronomically more expensive. Whereas in 2014, you just have gold power, and one-of-one, and that's it. So it makes it a lot cleaner for you to get those explosive sort of prices. But yeah, obviously 2 extremely impressive sales for both of these cards. This is one of Messi's biggest sales ever. In terms of where it lines up among his cards, 71 Biz most recently sold, I think, in the $300,000 range. We talked about the gold prism that sold for over 500, but it's probably more in the 200 range now. He's had another gold prism sell recently, I think, for less than 100 grand, but it was PSA 9. So this sale in this market feels pretty strong.
Just looking through this auction, I thought, like, I know you did the video recently about how far soccer's come and where it's going and sort of how it plays out. But just to think that there's a monthly auction like this where this many ultra modern cards go for this much. I mean, it is a little ultra modern heavy. I'll give it that. So it's, maybe a bit manic, but at the same time, I mean, this is, miles away from where this stuff used to be. So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
very interesting to see.
Yeah, no, it's always good to see. Now, I don't think this has any the stuff that happens at this end of the market. I don't think this has any impact on what we normally transact in, what the 99% transacts in. But it is nice to see these giant numbers.
Yeah, I mean the Topps Chrome Red's down 60%, but I doubt everyone that owns Topps Chrome Messi now is just selling them because
Yeah, but
the
I
Red's
don't
down.
think this will drop your base or refractor down 60%. This is a completely disconnected market, but it is just fun to look at and see these cool cards.
Exactly.
Obviously, we'll have to talk about this. It did not reach its reserve price. That's why you don't see a bid here. So whoever owns this, and I know some people have talked about who owns it and there's a story behind it and all that, but they did not want to sell this for less than what the reserve was. It was bid up to, I believe, $2 million, and that did not hit their reserve. So I'm not sure what they wanted for it, but they said 2 million wasn't enough. And so the sale did not go through on the Maradona Hand of God ball.
Yeah, apparently it had sold basically for the same price prior and also didn't, reach the reserve.
Yep.
So it is what it is. But it is cool seeing soccer, even if it's memorabilia, being lot one on Goldin for now the second time after the, Maradona jersey and all that.
Yeah, and even though it didn't sell $2 million being put up for this piece of memorabilia is really, really cool.
No, I mean, it's crazy to see.
Yeah. Alrighty, and so I think that sums up everything from the soccer side of the Goldin auction for the Elite one this month. We'll just go back through here and see if I had any more final thoughts on any of these. If anything jumps out to you, feel free to, as we've gone through them all, as you look back, if anything comes to your mind.
No, I think we've hit on most all of it, and kind of the ones that did, appeal to me, I hit along the way. So I thought it was a lot of fun, and really exciting to be able to talk about all these cool soccer cards with someone else too.
Yeah, of course. And next month maybe we'll do it again, see some more super high-end cards that are nowhere near what we normally transact in, but they are nice to look at. Yeah. And so like I said, I think this was the best deal of anything that sold, but there are some really interesting cards that sold, and I think while it doesn't always connect to our market, it's still good to talk about what's going on at this end and see sort of how people are thinking of the market. But as always, really good to see big numbers, even if they're not as big as they used to be.
Oh yeah, fun to dream about the cards and get you thinking, even if you're not swinging in this ballpark all the time.
Yep, exactly. And so I think we'll go ahead and sign off with that. Obviously, go ahead and subscribe to Alex's channel, USMNTSoccerCards. He does great content, not just on the US men's national team, but on the market as well. He is very well versed in it. He is not a dumb American, and so that's why I bring him on the show. So, but yeah, thanks so much for joining. Any final thoughts?
No, my pleasure. Would love to do it again. Ton of fun. So happy to be here and hope you guys enjoyed.
All right. Thank you guys so much. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe. Join the Discord link in the description to talk about cards like this or any cards you want with us. And we will look forward to seeing you in the future. Okay, guys. So I know we signed off, but I got the idea to go ahead and try and look at what was going to be in the next Goldin Elite auction. And there were so the first 3 cards I looked at were crazy. And so I DM'd Alec and I was like, hey, let's get back on and just talk about our first impressions of this next upcoming auction. You're welcome, Goldin, for the free advertising. But yeah, the one that made me want to repress record was I saw this one come up, and I've always been curious about what happened to this 1/1 Messi sticker, because I remember it being pulled and I don't remember it being sold, but it looks like it's going to Goldin and it looks like it's coming in this next auction. And this is a crazy sticker.
No, that's really exciting, because that was also my first thought. Seeing the Prism Black go for what it did was, we all saw the sticker get pulled and sort of the spectacle that was. And it makes you wonder, I guess, knowing that I think it was the 1/1 Prism was also PSA 8, right? I mean, not that grade matters too much.
PSA 9, but yeah, so they're
okay. But I guess a sticker would grade lower typically. Anyway, what would you think this goes for? Just, pure speculative guess based off the Prism. I mean, obviously we're not trying to pump anything here.
Yeah,
we don't have anything like this, but
I will not be bidding on this. But if I had to completely guess, I would say this sells for somewhere between 60 and 80,000, and that is a complete guess, just being half of the Prism. I personally would much rather have this, but I don't know what your thoughts are on it.
No, initially I thought lower than 60 to 70. I was thinking like 40 to 50, just because I feel like that's the sentiment people have versus stickers. But once you started talking again, I did think to the parallels and the many one-on-ones Prism has, and this is the only one-on-one from
Yep.
this sticker set. So that's yeah, I personally I could see basically anything. You could tell me this goes for anything, and I could understand it.
I would not be surprised if this sold over what the Prism 101 did. And I also at the same time would not be surprised if this only sold for like $30,000. It's
Yeah,
you just need two people to really want it. Maybe you have three people that really want it, but they are going to determine how much this goes for.
well, yeah, because this is I mean, something entirely different, because numbered World Cup stickers haven't been a thing. So there's no comps to go off of, what did the 2014 and 18 do? You have no clue. So,
and stickers usually don't sell for more than cards do, like in pretty much any form, especially ultra modern stickers. They're nowhere. Now, we've never had numbered stickers like this. So this is going to be a really interesting study of what this ends up going for. And I honestly can't wait to see what happens with this one.
no, I think that's crazy. And also next to it, you have the red
Oh yeah,
Cristiano Ronaldo that you can
Yep.
compare to the
So the red
Messi that was just in the last one. And I mean that was a PSA 10 to be fair. This looks like a Min Gem 9.
Yeah, it's a
And
Min Gem 9 with a 9 auto. If I had to guess, as we'll give guesses on all these, I guess. If I had to guess, I don't think this sells for half of the Messi.
yeah, which then kind of, I mean, yeah, I guess the Messi was 30, so 15. Yeah, I mean, I could see it, especially with the newer narratives that you have with Ronaldo and all that jazz. And I don't know what it is, but these seem just a bit high in terms of the auction like lot number. Because if you look below that, there's an eminence. It looks like a 1-of-1 Messi,
Yeah.
and
For some reason
listed.
it's not sorted by lot number. Weird.
Oh, okay, I see. Never mind that. I was like, man, it seems like a miss, but okay. But yeah, that's an amazing card.
Yeah, so here's another Chrome case and another World Cup case. I would imagine these sell for pretty much the exact same price they just sold for because they just sold for those prices. This Messi 101, like I said, I thought there were more Eminence 101s. There are. Here's one of them. I'd probably rather have this. I don't know. Just the image looks nicer in my opinion because it's centered, but
man, what a crazy auction. I'm just looking down. What's that? That's a 2014 Pele Ronaldo.
yeah, look at this.
Prism.
So we'll skip over this because, like I said, you would need to do a lot of research to be comfortable with going with one of these. So do that research if that's your market. Really cool if it's real. This is crazy.
Yeah, that just caught my eye.
This is a Pele Ronaldo silver auto, 10 out of 10. So it's Pele's jersey number. BGS 9 pop 1. I can't remember seeing another one of these, at least not for a really long time, if I ever have seen one. So that's a sick card.
No, I mean I've never seen that card, and
this will hit reserve, I guarantee you.
Yeah,
I will hit reserve on this card for it if I have to.
I mean, I know like it's not going to be seen the same, but the Messi Ronaldo matchups does crazy numbers in terms of like the low numbered stuff. I don't know what the low numbered parallels go for, but I mean it doesn't have the same notoriety, but that's an amazing card. And looks pretty clean on the autos. I mean, the Pele's a little off, but
yeah, the Ronaldo does look pretty nice though. Yeah, now, so. I will say they are sticker autos, so someone like me is going to point that out and be like, they're sticker autos, but you really can't do much better than this.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great card in the 2014 set.
Yeah. Then you have another on-card Kylian Mbappe. Of the Mbappes, I think an on-card this early, pretty decent, but it is another on-card Mbappe. Then you have... Yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to say that's the tough part of the narratives you're going to have to fight with the Mbappe stuff,
You have to make your auto unique.
Yeah, and each one that comes out is going to rival it somehow.
Yep. Then you have, of course, the classic PSA 9 of the Messi 71 Biz. Nothing really needs to be said about that card. Really nice card. PSA 9s don't come up all too often, but really nice to see.
Should do decent.
I would imagine it does very decent, yes. This Pele is nice. This is a gold from the most recent Prism set. Very good auto, actually. No streaking, very centered on the sticker. So that looks really nice. PSA 10 condition.
No, I like that too.
Nice Pele. Then you have the 2019 Topps Chrome Bundesliga case. It says possible Erling Haaland rookie cards, but what they really mean to say is possible Gio Reyna rookie cards. So not sure why they label it like that, but
that's a real hunt. I'll be bidding, surely.
That is the real hunt, in my opinion. That is Gio Reyna's rookie set. So
lovely.
Probably going to fetch a really good number. These are very, I don't want to say undervalued, but like if this was any other brand, this card would be one of the most sought after cards. But since it's Leaf, It's going to get held back, but Messi, Ronaldo, Pele.
Yeah, I can't tell you the last time I've seen all three on one card. I mean, I'm sure I've seen it, but I don't remember.
This is one of
So
those Leaf ones where you turn it to the back and it has Ousmane Dembele on the back for no reason.
gosh, always
But
the worst. They manage it.
yeah, no, that's really nice. If you're in the market specifically just for those autos and you don't really care about the set, you can probably get a
Mhm.
pretty good deal.
Oh yeah.
Another Mbappe auto. I'll give my take here. Of the Mbappe autos that you could go for, I think this set is the best one just because it came out first and it's club related. So if anybody wants to take my narratives on that, I think this is the best Mbappe auto set.
Auto looks clean too. I know those are kind of problematic.
The funny thing is he did his auto a few different ways. So some of them you get the number on it, some of them you
Oh,
get a bunch of different things. So this one does not have the number 7, but still
okay.
a nice looking auto there. Um, technically a soccer card. I know people really like this card because it's Kobe and it's 2014. It's really short print.
Mhm.
I was never a huge fan of it, but I can see why some people would like it.
Yeah, I'm not a big Kobe guy, but yeah, I've seen more people probably post about that card than almost most others in soccer, just because of the basketball crossover.
Yeah, exactly. So this will, I'm sure, will get a lot of attention. Uh,
Hmm.
then you have a super low numbered Mbappe PSA 10 from the 2018 Prism set. Of the colors you can go with, I think this is probably one of my favorite ones. So, but you do have a lot of low numbered options. That's just a really nice looking one.
No, yeah, I've always liked that laser one because I owned a random player, but I always
Yeah.
looked at it and thought, man, that looks just beautiful. So on an Mbappe, that would be sick.
This is one of my favorite Mbappe cards. The PSA 10 Kaboom card. Really like this. Not sure what to make of it, just because he has so many rookie cards. But of them,
Hmm.
I just really like the picture of this one.
Yeah, I could see if you're an Mbappe guy, definitely going for it.
Then on the Eminence train, you have this Messi, which is numbered out of 10. This is just a patch autograph. So of the patch autographs in the set, this is probably the best one because it's just called patch autographs. It's not any sort of insert. Looks like his
Hmm.
auto trails off the card there, which probably is going to bother some people, but really nice Messi.
No, I mean that's another crazy card, just
uh,
ridiculous.
Erling Holland, rookie auto sticker, but it's from Museum and it's short printed to 25. So nice Holland rookie auto there.
Hmm.
Going further down, the Messi Eminence, I don't think he signed that, but it is his picture and it has his number 10 on it. So that's really cool. But yeah, that's probably going to get hurt in this auction. Another
Tough.
one of the Pele debut stubs. Then you have another Mbappe auto. Wait, that auto looks pretty
That one,
funny.
yeah, that one looks weird. I don't know what I'm even seeing there.
Let me see if I can get this to load real quick.
Jeez.
Not sure what he was doing when he was signing this one, but
Huh.
that's probably one of the worst Mbappe autos we've seen.
He's a little
Not
distracted with that one. He was just
not to take
focused on
anything
something
away
else.
from it. There's definitely a story going on with that auto, but I would probably avoid it just because of that.
Oh
Uh,
man.
supers, 3 supers in a row. So
Yeah,
Neymar super, Martinelli super, 3 Brazilian supers, I guess.
that's crazy. I,
This.
I got my eye caught by that Ronaldo down below. That
Oh
was
yeah. Well,
that got me.
I'll say real quick. This is probably Martinelli's best card, just because
Oh
it's the
really?
yeah. I think it's the rookie superfractor. He's not in a lot of rookie sets. This might be his best card without doing any research.
Okay.
This is a crazy card, obviously. Will be
Hmm.
interesting to see how close it sells to the red that was at the top of this list, but
Yeah.
this is a nice auto.
No, yeah, that's great looking. PSA 10 too.
They did not grade the auto because it looks like it gets way off sticker, but
Yeah.
still obviously a really nice piece. This is a Messi on card. Uh, not numbered. It's just a short print from one of the recent Mosaic sets. So just a really nice Messi on card auto right next to a Messi gold auto numbered out of 5 from the most recent Prism set.
Yeah, both would probably be crazy.
Then you got a gold Mbappe here. This is crazy.
Yeah.
Really like this card. Like I said before, this is a rookie kind of if you want to put 2018 in your rookie class. Some people might push that narrative, but an early Mbappe and a gold, 2 things people really like. So I could see this doing very well.
No, I mean that green went for like what 7K, so you figure the gold's probably going around the same or
Especially
somewhere.
with this being a PSA 10.
Yeah, yeah, I don't remember what the gold was, but
The green was an
or the
8.5.
green. Okay.
Yeah, I
Okay.
could see this
That's
doing very well.
that's big then.
This is a Messi 101 from Mosaic. Probably not the insert you really want in Mosaic, but it is a Messi 101, so I imagine that will do very well.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's also another thing with the Prism set. Like in 2014, you didn't compete against other sets. Like now,
Yeah, but
Prism
now
is
you have a
competing. So
bunch of Messi 101s.
yeah,
Pele signed World Cup program. Interesting. Back to back Ronaldo one of ones. You have this one from 2017 Select on an insert, and then you have the 2022 Prism World Cup. This is the black breakaway, so it's not the true black, but like I said before, there's a lot of one of ones in this set, and this is just another one of them.
yeah, I can already see a lot of Instagram stories now putting the Messi seal next to the Ronaldo and saying
Yeah,
like
no,
we're in a new era.
yeah. So these are two completely different cards. This will not sell near the Messi, and it won't sell more or anywhere near what the true one of one black would for Ronaldo. So
Yeah.
keep that in mind as you go through. And it looks like this will be the end of it. Do your research on this. Definitely do your research on this. This is really cool. This
Yeah, it's
is
nice
first.
looking.
Yeah, this is the first Panini Mosaic La Liga set, and this is the gold choice numbered out of 8 for Messi. Gold choice means it has the gold and black, so matches actually pretty well with the Barcelona colors. So PSA 10 condition, really short print, really nice card there.
Looks really good.
Yeah, looks really nice. And then, of course, you got to have the Kylian Mbappe rookie sticker, his only rookie card, his 2016 rookie sticker.
The only rookie.
The only rookie for Kylian Mbappe. But yeah, will be interesting to see where that goes. You don't see these come up as much as you used to. I think a lot of these 10s are now in collector hands, but we'll see, obviously, of course, as the months go through, what happens with those.
For sure.
And that will finally go ahead and finish this. I'll scroll through one more time just so I can see all these cards again. But really cool auction coming up for Goldin, it seems. And I will be beyond interested in seeing what this ends up for.
Oh yeah, this would be really fun to follow. I'm excited, and maybe to talk about, in the coming month as well.
Yeah, of course. What was your estimate on this one? What did you want to say?
I'm gonna say 45.
45? I gave a
Yeah.
range of 60 to 80. I got to pick a real number. I will go with 70.
Okay. All right. We'll see who's closer then.
All right, we will see who's closer. Actually, good question. Leave your comments down below. What do you think this sells for? Not what would you pay for it, or what do you think it's worth? What do you think this sells for? Because honestly, if it was me and I had the money to play with, I would rather have this than the Prism that we just saw. So that would mean I would value it more than $160,000. I don't think it sells near there, but I just really like this.
No, yeah, I'm interested to see what people think too.
Alrighty, and we'll go ahead and wrap up with that. Thank you guys again so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all the fun stuff. Join us in the Discord, and we will see you in the next video.